Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's full review of exterior, interior and practicality test 2023 BMW X2. Before we go any further in the review, special thanks to Tomić Co, BMW of Croatia, their Zagreb dealership, for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Like I said in the very beginning, this is a 2023 BMW X2 on my full review. This is a very popular small coupe style crossover SUV from a BMW, which is now a couple of years on sale, but it still looks really young and really fresh. Like always in my reviews, we will go through all exterior, interior details and also practicality test. And there is no better way to start than, of course, with the front-end design. Here in the front, I would like to talk just a little bit about the light design or headlight design. As you can see now in this upper area, we have some type of aluminum effect here in the back, and of course here you can see it says a BMW LED. You will see later, of course, we have full LED headlights and of course LED daytime running lights. Very useful feature always, especially in the winter months when we have washers for your headlights. Let's talk about this front-end design with this center area. In front of me there is a big BMW logo, and of course below that BMW signature grille. As you can see on this model, it is finished with this chrome effect strip. If there will be, let's say, M Sport model, there will be probably all black. In the lower area, as we go down, we have in the center license plate with some front parking sensors and contrasting black parts here on a driver's side and also on a passenger side. Now this is the quick look on this passenger side profile. As you can see, it is a classic SUV shape, but a little bit sportier here in the back, so it indicates it's a little bit more of a coupe style SUV. Here in the front, as you can see, we have this all plastic cover that follows all the way to the back, which indicates always on these SUVs that it can go a little bit off-roading, and so it's meant to be for small off-roading challenges. So if you have those small rocks that will normally damage your paint, in this case there will be no damage at all. Here in the back, as you can see now in this side profile, you have this more of that plastic cover that will prevent paint get damaged, and this actually follows on the door design, which again give you even more confidence, so you can go a little bit of off-roading. Talk a little bit more about these wheels and tires when I go on a driver's side, but just a quick info on a passenger side. We have here few filler cap, and one of the coolest features, at least for me, on the BMW X2 is this BMW logo on this last 3 quarters. Also, one thing worth mentioning, we have shark antenna on the roof. A couple of cool features here in the back. Contrasting part here on this side profile, especially when we have this silver paint. This looks really nice. Here on the roof lining we have some type of a small spoiler type, and always useful and handy solution when we have a rear wiper. Here in the back, as you can see in front of us, there is a BMW logo. In the lower area, this on a bumper, we have license plate with a rear parking camera and also more of that rear parking sensors with 2 real exhaust tips. I don't know how much you can see on a camera this exterior paint. This one is not actually classic metallic silver paint. This one is called Skyscraper Grey, and it looks absolutely stunning, especially with those contrasting black element. Now, as you can see again on a driver's side, we have this BMW logo here on these last 3 quarters. Let's go and talk a little bit about wheels. So these wheels are fully gloss black, 18-inch in diameter, good looking. Especially nice thing is that we saw black contrasting elements on a exterior paint, and now we have black wheels, and overall design of this vehicle is absolutely stunning. This particular model sits on a Bridgestone tires. That I like to point out are these huge side mirrors, which are always handy, especially in the urban areas. And when you consider that we have parking sensors all around and the rear parking camera, then of course this car is relatively easy to maneuver. So this is the end of my quick exterior walk around and details. Being a small family SUV, one of the most important thing is of course boot space. So let's go and check the boot space of this BMW X2. Open the boot space on a BMW X2. You just press it like this, and the boot space is opened. This is the boot space of a BMW X2. As you can see, huge opening, and also in height, 470 liters in total. Now we will check the boot space details. There are some really cool and practical features here in the boot. First thing first, we have this metal cover here, so there is no problem to slide for you heavier items. Here in the driver's side, you have shopping bag hooks here in the upper area, more of that storage nets here in the left, and on the passenger side also you have shopping bag hooks with some extra storage over there. As you can see now, you can easily fold these seats individually, and we have also a light here in the back. Two things that I didn't mention: we have 12-volt socket here on a passenger side, and now check this out, guys. Huge storage underneath, so I don't think there will be no problem for a young family. And of course, one premium feature is that you close it, of course, electronically. We'll go here on a rear seat to check the practicality. Let's just talk a little bit about this door design and materials. Everywhere you look and everywhere you feel, you have nice and solid materials. Even here in this upper area here on a rear seat, you have soft material. In this lower area there is some type of aluminum effect, and in this middle area there is some textile with a nice contrasting stitching. This area where you will put your elbow is so soft, so there will be no problem at all. And useful practical feature, there is quite a lot of storage in this lower area. Now, before I sit on these rear seats, I will put this driving seat on my ideal driving position, so you will see how much knee, leg and headroom I do have. Welcome from a rear seat of a BMW X2. As you can see, this door opening is pretty wide, and this is a little bit of SUV, so it's a little bit higher from a ground up. There is no problem for me to get in and out. This front seat is, like I said, for my ideal driving position. This is my knee room and this is my foot room. Also for my head, I have a couple of centimeters to spare, so there will be no problem for two adults of my size, and I'm about 184 centimeters tall. There will be no problem to travel in great comfort. Here in the back, cool features is that we have this plastic cover behind the driver's seat, so it won't get damaged. We have this net to put your to put your stuff in it, probably some type of papers or tablet or something like that. Here in this center area you have air vents and also two USB ports. Also you have two ISOFIX points with center armrest with two cup holders. Now, before I go and sit on a driver's seat, let's go and check the passenger front seat. This is the passenger front door design, similar like in the back, and of course even more of that extra storage here in the lower area. Now, also very cool feature here on a side profile, you can see a BMW lettering. From a passenger front seat of this 2023 BMW X2, in front of me all nice and very soft materials. In this middle area there is this some type of aluminum effect, and in the lower area more of that very nice and soft materials with that contrasting stitching. Let's go and check just quickly the glove box. Of course, premium feel, slow opening with this textile material. More about the center infotainment system, and of course this whole center console when I go and check the driver's seat. Welcome to a driver's seat of this BMW X2. Just a quick word or two about these seats. As you can see, these can be adjusted in so many ways, so I think there will be no problem for an average person to find their ideal driving position. And of course you can adjust the steering wheel the way you want. Always cool features that I like to point out when I see is when you can adjust this lower area, because this is so important on a longer journeys. Welcome to a driver seat. Now I will put this seat a little bit in the back so you can have a little bit greater field of view, so it's easier to make this review. Let's start of course from the left. Similar like in every BMW, you have all your controls for your lights here in this lower left area. Being an automatic transmission, you have of course paddle shifters. Here on the left you have minus, here on the right you have plus. All these buttons are logically laid out. These are all physical buttons, so there will be no problem for you to get used to it. In front of me, as you can see, dials with a small screen between speedometer and odometer, and of course in the center area we have center infotainment system. Now this center infotainment system, as you can see, you can use it as a touch screen with some info. There are some info about the vehicle, and this is radio, media, and of course this model has navigation system, which I will just see how it works. It looks all fine, and of course being a BMW you always get your BMW iDrive, which is always handy of course when you are driving. So below this center infotainment system you have this this aluminum effect strip in the center console, two air vents with some radio shortcuts, and below a radio shortcut we have all your climate control buttons and features. In the lower area, more of that piano black feel with some extra storage in front of the gear lever with two cup holders. Here on this center area you have your gear lever for your automatic transmission. You can here select your drive mode, electronic parking brake with like I said in the few moments ago, with a famously known BMW iDrive wheel. This side area is very cool, covered in some type of leather with some contrasting stitching. In the back you have center armrest, which of course you can open it, and there is more of that storage underneath. This is the end of my full interior review of this BMW X2. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. And now for a very end, let's go and check the turn signals. So now, as you can see, lights in action and also the turn signals here in the back. We will check of course in the front, and these are now daytime running lights on with the turn signals on. Here in front, of course, you can see these are LED turn signals with, of course, LED turn signals here on a side mirrors. This is the end of my full in-depth review, exterior, interior and practicality of a 2023 BMW X2 with a 2-liter diesel engine, 150 horsepower, mated to an automatic transmission. Special thanks to Tomić Co, BMW of Croatia, their Zagreb dealership, for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below, and thank you so much for watching. Wish you all a very nice day.